feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso on SABC3. And time right now to get a bit of an update on the world around us. Of course, following the shocking revelations regarding alleged corruption bids to host various soccer World Cups, Sports and Recreation Minister Fikile Mbalula has denied that South Africa was involved in bribing FIFA officials during the bidding process of the 2010 World Cup. But with two as yet unnamed South African officials included in a US Justice Department indictment, with us in studio to help us gain a bit of an understanding on the legal implications should South Africa be implicated in this scandal is Chairperson of the Law Society's Criminal Law Committee, Mr. William Booth. Great to have you back here with us, sir.
Great. Wonderful to be back.
So, of course, the big headlines right now in terms of us as a country is this money that's been spoken about, $10 million that was paid in bribing, as people are saying. But, of course, the defense is saying that the money was paid in support of African diaspora. Now, if this were the case, under what circumstances could this still be construed as a bribe towards FIFA officials?
Well, I think one has to go back and look at what is meant by corruption. That is, for example, paying somebody to receive a benefit that you're not entitled to. In other words, that you would never have won the bid to host the World Cup. And to do that and to try and manipulate people who kind of have a say in that, that you paid over the money. So, in those circumstances, it would amount to bribery and would fall within the definition of corruption.
Yeah. So, of course, a lot of questions in the air and a lot of investigations that will probably have to go into it as well. But so right now, the indictment refers to two South African officials that are being called co-conspirator 15 and 16. Of course, they're being unnamed right now. But what is known is that they are high-ranking officials of the 2010 South African World Cup bid committee. So if these people were to be indicted, what would be the process to follow? Would they be facing trial in the United States? What would happen?
Quite an interesting aspect if one looks at it, looking at what's going on, because you're looking at Switzerland, and I understand people who have been arrested in Switzerland are going to be extradited to the United States. So that looks like where the court proceedings will be held.
Yeah.
Again, I think one should ask, who are these people? I think the public in South Africa need to know who they are. And if there's going to be an application brought, it would relate to extraditing those people to stand trial in the United States. So that is, on its own, a whole massive, lengthy proceeding.
Of course.
Unless they decide, well, they're going to go over there and stand trial. Again, the question arises, can they be prosecuted in South Africa? And that is a decision that the prosecuting authorities here would have to make.
Yeah. And of course, I mean, we look back at these pictures and we remember fondly the 2010 World Cup, how we all celebrated. But, alas, it's a sour taste in our mouths to think of the possible implications. But what could the consequences be for us as a country if South Africa was implicated in this?
Well, I think, corruption is pretty rife here in the police and at high level and in political circles. So I think, again, it's something that's going to affect the world standing, not only in football, but generally of South Africa. So I think the matter, we need to get to the bottom of this. It has to be said, who are these people and what role actually was played?
Yeah.
Often with court proceedings, a lot of speculations are out there. Things are said without evidence and without backup. So the sooner that the South African authorities, the football authorities, nationally, the prosecuting authorities, get to the bottom of this, I think the better for South Africa as a country.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, thank you very much for sharing your opinion with us this morning. I do hope that nothing bad comes off of it for us as a country, because, as I said, we have very, very fond memories of the 2010 FIFA World Cup. But right now, time for us to catch up on the headlines of the morning. Over to you, Mr. Graham.